All right. Hey guys, this is Orlando with Filmatic and
Sticks.
with Sticks Vision, right?
Yep, something like that.
Have you guys checked out his channel? If not, be sure to go check it out. We'll put a link up here somewhere. You know how to do that.
Yep, got you. Right there.
And so he has a cool video that just released that talks a little bit about the Black Magic.
2-year review with the Black Magic. So there you go. Check it out.
Check that one out. And if you guys remember Sticks, of course, he's in a bunch of the cool parody videos that we have. But one of the videos that we first did together, I don't know if you remember, was the one where we were actually checking out the DJI Ronin. Was it S or
Ronin S? That's the
yeah.
OG.
The super, like, we're calling it the gimbal killer, and in an idea, it is a gimbal, but we're talking about the bigger handheld gimbals like the Movi Pro or the Movi M10 or M5 that were all available back in the day. With that said, we're able to actually balance some pretty cool stuff on there. We'll show a little bit of that video here too, where you can see that we had an Alexa Mini that was able to balance on there, and got to get some pretty cool stuff on there. With that said, today we're actually going to be checking out the, what is it? The
DJI Ronin 4D.
The 4D. Why?
Is it a camera? Is it a gimbal?
Man, I don't know, man. You know, the thing is, like, so I have a love and hate relationship with DJI just in general, because when I started working in like aerial cinematography, I was working with a company called DroneWorks. If y'all have ever seen them, we'll tag them too. They, you know, we're doing almost everything manual. I didn't fly anything. When they told me to stay like 5 feet away, I stayed like 20 feet away, because the propellers and the things that we're using on all that aerial cinematography was like everything was manual. So when we started seeing like DJI, like the new Mavic Pro and like all these things, and I started seeing like, bro, just almost like I felt like it was a dad gift, you know, like these DJI things are just dad gifts, and all these people would, you know, if they're selling at Best Buy, it's for a reason. That's how I felt about it for a while. When I saw the DJI Inspire and I saw some of the footage from that and the lenses you can put on there, I was like, man, that's pretty interesting. This is DJI's kind of like bringing that really cool imagery that they're doing into the filmmaking world, I'm guessing, or
Making it handheld, I guess you say.
Okay, yeah. I mean, to me, it still looks like. Have you seen did you remember that video from a long time ago with the little chicken that was like?
Oh yeah.
You put a chicken and it just kind of stays like it does.
The chicken camera.
The chicken camera. So, but we're gonna check out the Future is Rolling, which I'm guessing they sent out the camera to a bunch of different YouTubers or filmmakers, and they let them go out and film as much as they want. So let's check this one out real quick.
Check it out.
Yeet. Yeet.
It's kind of hard, bro.
Okay, do I want to make fun of the edit, or do I just? No, okay, we'll just keep looking at it. Whatever. Okay, damn, that's a lot of ASCs on there.
Yeah.
And a lot of JSCs. ASC is the American Society of Cinematographers, which is a very prolific club to be a part of. And if I think there's only like 200 or 300 in existence, not many females, not many. I mean, it's really hard to even be a part of it, and you have to be like pretty much people have to recommend you to get into it, and you have to have many hours. This is beyond just union stuff. This is like you're pretty much building a legacy if you're a part of that. And that's a lot of people that have this in there. I also see some other names here: Potato Jet, Make Art Now, Chris Howell, a bunch of YouTubers and other people. So in there, what's your take on it? Let's go with good first. Let's go with good. What's the good stuff you saw here?
As far as just that, what I seen.
Yeah.
Dang, it's hard. Like when I first was watching, it was good because it was like, okay, these are nice shots, good framing. That's what I would say. Like I can tell out this camera, you can get a good image.
Okay, cool. Yeah, for me, I think the good stuff is that, I mean, it looks good. You know, like just regardless of how you look at it, when I looked at all this image, besides some of, like if I could be nitpicky on stuff, it overall makes a good image, not a problem. Bad stuff, what do you think? I mean, just in terms of like...
It could have been an iPhone, I'll be honest. Like I've seen iPhone commercials look like that. So it's like, is it in the right hands? Is it even...
Well, it's definitely in the right hands, bro. You got ASCs here. I mean, you have people that probably have good budgets and know what they're doing.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying? Like when you see those iPhone commercials when they first drop the camera and they're like, oh, that's what they remind me of.
So here's the way I see it. When I look at, well, it's not bad.
Okay.
But when I saw this, to me, it looked like the same person shot everything.
That's a good thing?
I don't know.
Because it is different people, right?
It's a lot of different people, different projects. But if I would watch it, like it doesn't, a lot of it looks kind of standardized.
Yeah, you don't look like you can get much different shots out of. Like I'll tell you, like what I was seeing is the depth of field is not very creative with it. It looked like iPhone, when you see it and everything kind of looks
it's not
the
massively
same.
Shallow, which a lot of people might say is cinematic, right?
Well, not even that, just when I see iPhone commercials, everything has that same depth every time because you're only using one.
Oh, I see.
You get what I'm saying? Like when you kind of can get creative, you have more to work with. It looks very, I would say, sterile if you're looking at it across the board. Like, can you get creative? I
mean, there's some cool shots here. I'm gonna scrub through it. So, like, just looking at this image here, to me, it looks great. Very well composed. You can see the dynamic range of it. You see the shadows, strong shadows, and all that. But same thing. Like this to me would look like you can do a wide shot like this that probably has a lot more depth. To me, it still kind of looks like it could be a drone camera or something. I don't know. Like it doesn't. I don't know. It looks good. Don't get me wrong. It looks absolutely good, colored beautifully. But I don't know. This shot actually looks pretty good. I mean,
that shot, that's what had me like, okay, that looked good.
Yeah, this is the standard like indie movie. Like, let's get the shot of them, holding the wheel. Looks great. You can still see the details on the inside. And you can see the details.
Like it's showing how much range it has.
Yeah. It depends. I mean, it depends. It depends who it shoot. Like some of it looked the same, but that kind of looked completely different compared to like the other stuff.
That looked like they could have shot it with a different camera.
Yeah, this looks like more of a vlog video. It doesn't look like a movie, but I think now this is at second 16. Now that you've seen so much like YouTube vlogging and people going around the world and adding that orangey teal,
like a travel video, like a Sam Coder type,
something like that. Yeah, this is that.
That almost looked like a Peter shot.
Yeah, exactly. A PM shot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but you can see here the depth of the color. You can't really see the clouds too much on the outside, and you see how the highlights of the flares going. So is the range there? Yeah, it is, and I'm sure they added a bunch of. I'd like to see that in log.
And once we got in here, it started all looking very the same, like wide shots. Like
everything's wide.
Yeah, it's like almost a fixed lens. Even though I know you can put more lenses
that's
on
right.
it looked fixed.
And I think the other thing, I don't want to mute it, but yeah. Okay, so here's a close-up shot. Here's a couple close-up shots. What does that feel like?
That shot felt good to me.
This feels pretty good.
Because
this is at
just
second.
To see so much depth.
At 27 seconds.
Different ranges of levels. The sky's still kind of there. Still got them blown highlights on the face. And still see details in the ears. Like, that looked good.
That looks very well. And it looks like the composition is, like, right on, too. I don't know what they're trying to get, but it looks really good.
You mentioned something about the cut though.
So what I was gonna make fun of the cut was like, I think there's a portion here where they show like a dog and them like sitting down and they're like taking in fresh air, but then they cut to the volcano and like you know the volcano, like you don't want to breathe in the sulfur
volcano,
that's coming out. So I was like, that's a weird cut to cut from the dog and the people like sitting down getting the fresh air into
then
their
the
face.
random drone shot for me. I was like, the drone flying through, like I didn't get that one.
Yeah. And so this is a shot that should have came up after that.
With it, yeah.
This is cool. This shows a lot of range, but you know, normally in a character, like I wouldn't do this shot. I personally wouldn't do this shot with a person in a film unless you knew the character 100%, because you wouldn't know. And like something they did for like Walter White when in Breaking Bad, like towards the end of it, you would just see his silhouettes or see like
so you
knew who he was, and you could still, you know, work on emotional whatever. But this is, I mean, it's a cool shot. I just don't understand. Well, whatever.
I guess because they're not looking for understanding either, because they're just like, hey, here go the best shots
make it look
that
pretty.
These people shot. You know?
Make it look pretty. Yeah, and I think it's worked so far. It looks pretty, and now that I'm watching it a second time, I could take back that it doesn't all look the same. If I do go back frame by frame, I'm gonna find more depth in it. That to me, that
looked like an indie film to me.
Yeah,
that Rain one.
The Rain, it looked like it was shooting at 60 or something, or like played
something
back in 60s too. Yeah. Like all this stuff here, all this action stuff to me feels so video-y, and I don't know why. And
I think it's, first off, the focal length scene kind of creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it, I guess because it's not cut how they were going to show it. I don't know. It does. That's the part, throw it off.
All right, I'm good. I'm good with it. So, all right.
That's a second run through.
Yeah, I can't keep going because I mean the thing is like, okay, we're in a point where you can take any camera, like we were talking about the Black Magic overview, right? Like that you're gonna do that you did. You get to a point where if you know what you're doing or you know how to create an image, you can do it with almost any camera that's out in the market right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you think? What do you think about the pricing of this? Have you seen how much it is yet?
Ooh, yeah, I see the price.
So
I did see the price.
So that is DJI, what's it called? DJI 40 price.
So for me, knowing the price, but we're going to mention the price exactly.
Let's see, buy DJI Ronin 4, okay, 4D. Okay, so we have the DJI Ronin 4D 6K. And so if I was going just off looks alone, because, okay, I've already seen the other video that shows all the cool accessories and all that, and because there's so many other cameras out in the market, there's a price tag on this for $7,200, okay, for the 4D 6K version, and then $11,499 for the 8K version. So if I was looking at this as just a camera alone with the images that I saw, not thinking that I also have to put, you know, what kind of lenses I can put on it, because, you know.
Does that come with a lens?
No, I have no idea. I don't think so.
What's inside the box?
Oh, 6K camera.
No, it's just the mount.
No lens. So, yeah, no lens. But there's a couple cool, unique features about it. But if I was just talking about sensor, like if I was buying this over a Komodo, over the Black Magic, like would I buy this camera for that amount of money? Probably not.
Dang.
$7,200 without knowing what kind of mounts it does, without knowing, because you have a camera like a Black Magic that can probably do the same. I don't know, with the 6K, is that Super 35 or something? Or
Super 35 on the 6K, but it takes full frame lenses. So
okay, so yeah, I mean, I look at it as like, if I was going just off of image quality, because you have a 60D, you have a Komodo, because I know already like the Red Pro workflow, I know the Canon workflow. Do I want to get into a whole new DJI system?
ProRes RAW, so
I don't know what that, like, what does that do?
kind of like ProRes, but if you got like Final Cut or something like that, it works.
Good.
It don't work in DaVinci, so that's a setback.
Okay,
but it'll work in.
It probably will soon, though. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
I mean, they're gonna have to get that done. Okay, so if I was going just on sensor alone, I probably wouldn't spend $7,200. But once you add the technology, like what are the other aspects that it has in
That's the part. So my thing is, would you pay for that? When you look at, if you get that Blackmagic at a 6K, you spend $2,000 straight up. But you haven't put a gimbal with it, external monitors, wireless transmission, which we know that's expensive. So that's Teradek if you want that quality of wireless. Focus pull. Like once you start breaking down the specs, do you think it's worth it? Would you put that amount of money added to the Blackmagic to get what you get here?
Depending on what kind of lenses.
This is kind of talking just from an equipment point of view. I
think. Like if I wasn't invested in all that other stuff, like if I didn't already have a Teradek for other cameras and I already didn't have another focusing system, then I see how one would spend $7,200, no problem on this, because it's like, hey, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna have, have the ability to do that. Except I don't think you get that cool monitor that comes with it, though.
I don't think the monitor comes with it.
Who knows
but you
what
still
that
get
brings.
wireless control.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I mean, with that, I would say if I was jumping, right now would be a great time to be getting into the business. I'll tell you, like, with something this cheap, or sorry, not cheap, inexpensive, right? Because there are other things. Yeah. There's other things that are like, but with the amount of technology that it has, I think it would be all right. Like it wouldn't be as bad. If you can lock, so now on the other side, now that I do know all the things that it has, like one thing that I read up on it is what kind of lenses. You have to look at the compatibility of the lenses you have, and they don't have that long of a list. And since they are going to be mounted on this gimbal system, the ZenMuse type system, like how heavy of a lens can you put on there? You know what I'm saying? Can you only use if it's a full frame? Can you use Super 35? Does it have a windowing mode? Does it, what does it do? But overall, I mean, I just think it's a really cool camera. It shows you what the technology is happening. And if they're using that LiDAR technology too, which is really cool for the focusing. The focusing system is bananas.
I would pay just for the focus. Just give me that.
Yeah, exactly. That little LiDAR system you can put analog lenses and all that. That's a freaking amazing system, especially when you compare it to other systems and how much there are out there. So, yeah, I mean, I would say, I don't know. I mean, if it was up to me, the way that I currently see it, I wouldn't buy it. Like me personally, this isn't my camera. Like I would definitely love to test it out, try to do something cool with it. But I'd definitely like to have like a full range of lenses, of primes to be able to go through and, just see how much we can push the depth of field. I'm sure people are going to make adapters and figure out all kinds of other stuff to add to it.
If you had 10 grand, which would be a good price with this, which means you could buy the monitor too. And in that range, 10 grand, that's probably like the Blackmagic market, the Komodo market. What camera are you going with? Would this be the top of your list?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I like I would say
like
that
you with nothing, because at that point you have nothing.
Yeah, if I have nothing, I think this would be a very good. If the lenses with the lenses, like 2 or 3 lenses, I could get it for 10 grand. I would probably do it. Yeah, I would probably, because based off the imagery that I saw, I think you could kill it because you have built-in gimbal, you have all that. Built-in gimbal is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
The batteries, the TB50, man, they last forever. So I can't imagine this.
Dang. But then I wonder, you back yourself into a corner, built-in gimbal.
Yeah.
But now, what happens when you want to shoot on sticks or?
Well, I think it has a locking mechanism. I think.
Okay.
Where you can just lock the head. If they didn't add that in, I'd be, that's a big fail.
Because you think about it, like once you do get like a Blackmagic or something like that, you kind of have the option to build it up, build it down. This, you kind of stuck with the chicken. Yeah. So you got to make the chicken work for what you want it to do.
Yeah, like if it was handheld like that and I can just turn to it, and man, they had that autofocus and someone that could just gradually go through it. To me, that would be a no-brainer, man. But I understand the whole gimbal situation and being able to have it there. It's just one of those things where, like, I've been using gimbal since the FreeFly M10 came out. Dang. So it's been a long time. And so
that's before DJI Ronin.
Right.
And stuff, huh?
Yeah, and I have a bunch of experience with it. So I like gimbals, but whenever I can afford, I go with the Steadicam. And that's just because I like the organic feel. And when there is another longer video that you should check out, it's about 10 minutes long, and it's talking to the ASCs and the JSCs and all the people that are top level. There are high-end cinematographers. I think that's a better way to put them, or cinematographers with at least a ton of notoriety. These guys, you can see that they're using the gimbals and they're doing a bunch of cool shots. But it doesn't, to me, like it doesn't. The way that gimbals are supposed to act, like be very smooth and all that. Like I didn't see that it was the best performance of that in this video. Someone did a really good cut.
They cut out the nuggets.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean I think that's about it. Yeah, check out the video when you get a chance. And once again, thanks for hanging out with us. So we'll be talking. Happy shooting.